Summertime rolls on across the Bluegrass State, but I've got a big-time change lurking for the weekend.
New details in a Boyle County murder case. The victim's teenage stepdaughter has now been named the primary suspect, while her boyfriend is now in the hospital. And a Bourbon County middle school teacher accused of inappropriate contact with several students was in court this morning. More on what happened just ahead.
This is WKYT News at 4.
Welcome to WKYT News at 4. Amber Philpott reporting. Summertime is putting in overtime across the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Take a look. Here is a live picture now of downtown Lexington. Steamy temperatures will continue for the next few days and bring with it storms and showers. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Amber. Indeed, we are going to storm it up over the next few days, but that's actually a good thing. Believe it or not, some of us could use a little drink of water here into September, and the stormier pattern over the next few days will also introduce a cooler brand of air for the weekend. Thank you. We look outside right now, and we have the haze. We've got an increase in humidity and a summertime sky with temperatures that are into the upper 80s to low 90s, depending on exactly where you are into central and eastern Kentucky. Throw a little humidity into the mix. It'll feel a degree or two hotter than that. Still, some clouds that are bubbling up, not producing any precipitation across central or eastern Kentucky or really anywhere across the Bluegrass State. High pressure, name of the weather game right now. But notice how we get a little more active into the plain states. That's a cold front that is on the move, that has cool and chilly air coming in behind it. That front will arrive in here as we get closer to the weekend. It's taking its good old sweet time in getting in here. I know it's only Wednesday. That front's not going to slam into Kentucky until Saturday. But notice how the clouds are increasing out across parts of the plain states with showers and thunderstorms that will begin to work our way throughout this evening. Plan on another warm one. We go from 85 at 7 to 73 by 11 o'clock or so. And I come back in a few minutes, Amber, that all-important hour-by-hour forecast that does show a big increase in thunderstorms, and I've lowered temperatures for at least one day from yesterday. I'll show you when in just a few.
We will see you then, Chris. Thank you. A Central Kentucky teenager has become the focal point of a murder investigation. WKYT's Victor Puente has some new details about the girl found more than 1,000 miles from her murdered stepmother's car and why her boyfriend is now in a hospital in Texas. He's at the live desk now with our top story at 4. Victor.
Court documents show Central Dispatch in the New Mexico City where 15-year-old Jenna Oakley was found referred to her as the primary suspect of a homicide. She's now in a detention center and her boyfriend is in the hospital. Oakley had been missing since last Thursday when her stepmother, Rhonda Oakley, was found murdered in their Danville home. On Saturday, Oakley and her boyfriend, 20-year-old Kenneth Nye, were picked up in Tucumcari, New Mexico. He was charged with possessing stolen property and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. It was reported that he bonded out of jail, but a deputy tells us that was because he was taken to a hospital after trying to kill himself. That deputy said Nye should eventually return to jail.
Until he regains consciousness, or if he regains consciousness, and then we'll rearrest him and charge him again, and or set out a bench warrant, however they do that.
Deputy Rivera says that Jenna Oakley is being held in a juvenile detention center because she is facing charges in New Mexico. He said he couldn't clarify what the charges are. At the live desk, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Victor, thank you. The car belonging to Oakley's murdered stepmother is still in New Mexico awaiting Kentucky State Police. A Bourbon County middle school teacher accused of inappropriate contact with students now faces several more charges. During an arraignment today, Rick Massey was charged with 6 additional counts of harassment with physical contact, bringing the total to 15 counts involving 4 female students. The accusations against Massey date back nearly a year ago, lasting to March of this year. During today's hearing, Judge Vanessa Dixon recused herself from the case. Massey will be back in court in November for a pretrial conference. We'll have more from court ahead on WKYT News at 5. We are working on a number of other stories for you on WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us now from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Amber. Police say that one couple was hoping for a quick score, but a man and woman in Somerset, they say, were caught red-handed during a burglary in Somerset. Helen Uffman and Kevin Jones face multiple charges. Police say they were trying to steal rent checks with a stick from the Cundiff Square apartment office. They both are now facing charges of possession of burglary tools, criminal attempt to commit burglary, and a city ordinance against prowling. The real estate manager says it's sad what they were trying to do.
Very few people put cash in the drop box. Normally it is a check, but somehow or the other, and I don't know how, these people knew there was cash in the envelope, or they thought there was. They may have seen the people drop it in. You never know, but they were determined to get it out, but they failed.
The real estate manager says she doubts the pair would have been able to get the payments based on what they were using and where the envelopes were located. An eastern Kentucky woman says she spent days in the woods alone after being sexually assaulted. The Martin County Sheriff's Office says deputies found the woman after someone heard her screaming for help. The 22-year-old woman was naked, dehydrated, and disoriented and told police she'd been there for up to 3 days. Deputies say they're investigating the assault and they have some people they want to question. Coming up on WKYT News at 4:30, you'll hear from the deputy who found her. Kentucky Attorney General Andy Beshear just announced that he plans to intervene in the University of Kentucky's lawsuit against its student-run newspaper. UK is suing the Colonel as part of an appeal against Beshear's opinion, ordering the university to release to the newspaper the records from a sexual misconduct case allegedly involving a UK professor. The AG says the university also withheld the open records from his office for review during the appeals process. Beshear says he can't allow UK to turn into what he calls a trust us institution. You'll hear from the Attorney General ahead on WKYT News at 5 o'clock. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Amber, back to you.
Sam, thank you. Now to some stories making headlines across the nation at 4. Congress returned this week from their summer recess, and the battle over how to fund the fight against the Zika virus has continued, with Senate Democrats yesterday blocking a $1.1 billion funding bill with some controversial amendments, and today additional calls for action on both sides of the aisle. Diane Gallagher has the latest report from Washington, D.C. on the congressional battle.
As the fight against the rise of Zika continues from the air and on the ground in Florida.
On this vote, the yeas are 52, the nays are 46.
A different kind of battle drags on Capitol Hill over funding to combat the Zika virus.
Speaker Ryan, please bring a clean bill to the floor. The people of America are depending on you. The unborn children of America are depending on you.
Now, Democrats are crying foul over provisions in the $1.1 billion House bill stripping a ban on Confederate flags in military cemeteries and blocking Planned Parenthood funding.
Republicans continue to play politics with this crisis.
But House Speaker Paul Ryan,
give me a break on this thing,
objects to the criticism.
The House did its job, and the Senate has been blatantly political with Zika funding. We'll figure out how to get this done. But we have done our job over and over again, and I think they should drop these partisan filibusters.
Not all members of his party agree.
The politics of Zika have gone on far too long.
Florida Republican David Jolly bringing a container of 100 Aedes aegypti mosquitoes to the House floor.
Can you imagine, colleagues, the fear and anxiety in this chamber if these 100 mosquitoes were outside this jar, not inside this jar? Members of Congress would run down the hall to the physician's office to be tested. They would spray themselves before coming down here. This is the fear of Floridians right here.
House Republicans are meeting Friday and say they believe they can get this funding through by the end of the month. In Washington, I'm Diane Gallagher.
Officials at an Orlando hospital say the only survivor of the Pulse nightclub massacre who is still hospitalized has been released. 2 days after the June 12th shooting, 6 victims remained in critical condition. Despite doctors' fears that the death toll could go higher, all of those 6 patients survived. The attack killed 49 people and injured more than 50 others. The gunman was killed by police after a 3-hour standoff. Apple has unveiled its latest iPhone. A look at the new features coming up in Money Watch. And Europe wants to ban an American water creature. The reason why coming up on WKYT News at 4. Welcome back in. PayPal and MasterCard are teaming up to make it easier for users of the online payment system to pay with a MasterCard. That begins today's Money Watch. Starting next year, customers will be able to transfer money to their MasterCard debit cards instantly. PayPal reached a similar deal with Visa last July. The iPhone 7 has arrived. Apple announced its next generation smartphones and a slew of other products at its annual event this afternoon. The iPhone 7 focuses on photography. Apple's new iPhone 7 and 7 Plus are water resistant, come in new shades of black, and have improved cameras. It is also doing away with the headphone jack. Headphones will now connect through the Light Night port instead. The new iPhones will be available September 16th and will start at about $649. It seems the American lobster isn't welcome in Europe. The European Union says it's an invasive species that poses a threat to native marine life and wants to ban them. If that happens, lobstermen in the U.S. and Canada stand to lose $200 million in business. Sweden says it found 32 American lobsters in its waters earlier this year.
It's all about family fun at Dolly Parton's Lumberjack Adventure. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about in Pigeon Forge today.
And weather-wise, it's all about a cold front that is on the move toward the Bluegrass State. We'll time that into where you live with the hour-by-hour forecast after the break. Stay here.
Your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
All right, if you're tired of the heat, tired of the humidity, summer just keeps on rolling on. I know. Hang tough, my friends. It gets better into the weekend, though it gets a little bumpy between now and then with some thunderstorms. Look outside with temperatures upper 80s to low 90s throughout central and eastern Kentucky. Throw the humidity in there and you get a heat index that isn't necessarily very high until you get into western Kentucky, and that's a little increase in humidity that is on tap for the next couple of days throughout the rest of the area. So we're going to throw some more steam your way, and by Friday and Saturday, temperatures will be coming down. Nothing like what we have today, but the humidity is going to be up there. That'll lead to some showers and some thunderstorms during that time. Defender Radar Network, central and eastern Kentucky. Boy, it's been rather dry for a lot of us over the past few weeks, especially the southern half of the state could use a little drink of water as we go into fall. September's kind of a dry month anyway. We'll try to change that up a little bit in the coming days. High pressure, though, right on top of the southern Appalachian Mountains now. Notice this little spin? It still has an eye. It's no longer tropical, but that's what's left of Hermine. Still spinning off the Jersey coastline. What a lifespan that thing has had. Here's our cold front coming in as we get deeper into Saturday. Chilly, cool air coming in behind it. Moisture is going to increase from the southwest and may actually get a little tropical kick of juice coming from the southwest. The tropical system into Arizona weakening from the Pacific right now. Heading into the day tomorrow, temperatures will make a run at 90 with a threat for a shower or thunderstorm late in the day. Better chances for storms on Friday than what I was thinking yesterday. It's a humid day. Catch a break early Saturday, then another round of thunderstorms will arrive ahead of a cold front as we go into the day on Saturday. That new hour-by-hour forecast with a steamy evening throughout the Bluegrass State as temperatures slowly drop. Upper 60s, low 70s early tomorrow morning. Low 80s around noontime. We'll push close to 90 into the afternoon, and with some showers and thunderstorms that will be wandering by that skyline, and that's a trend that will carry us into the day on Friday, when you notice now those showers and storms are a little more widespread. Knocks the temperatures down, too. High school football fans, hopefully we can get rid of the thunderstorms to kind of clean the skies out a little bit. Then we'll start a day on Saturday that will be awfully muggy early with thunderstorms sweeping in as the afternoon goes on. That's ahead of a cold front that has that fall blast of air coming in behind it. So that front sweeps in here on Saturday. By the time you wake up on Sunday morning, temperatures are down into the low and the mid-50s into most of the area. And I mentioned I knocked the temperature down a degree on Sunday, and I knocked it down on Monday, too. With a lot of mid and upper 70s, by Monday morning, I could actually see a few thermometers dropping all the way into the upper 40s for the first time in a while. Let's check in now with traffic at Officer Don.
No collisions on the circle right now. Just cleared the problem. The inner loop at Versailles Roads. We're back open there. We got a hazard downtown. A lane is blocked. This is on 3rd Street near Chestnut. Doing some unexpected repairs there. Drive times this afternoon to Nicholasville, less than 15 minutes. To Versailles, about 11, and 22 minutes to Paris. Now back to you in the studio.
Officer Don, thank you. Our fun fall getaway to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee continues today with a special stop. Deanne Stevens is out and about checking out the all-new Dolly Parton's Lumberjack Adventure. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here at Dolly Parton's Lumberjack Adventure. I'm trying to stay away from that.
As you should.
Andrew is getting at it. Part of the fabulous entertainment offered here for you and your family in Pigeon Forge. We have Angus with us, and Angus is like the storyteller and has so much fun because from what I understand, when the families first come in, you take the kids, you do all different kinds of activities with them.
Yeah, we have all kinds of things. We have face painting out there where they can come in and they can dress up like a lumberjack, or they can be a fairy princess from the forest and stuff like that. And there's a great pre-show with fabulous music and live entertainment. There's a terrific mercantile out there. All kinds of great drinks for you to get while you're out there. And then, of course, when they come in Timber Ridge, they're going to see some first-class lumberjack work right here.
Okay, so what are we watching Andrew do?
We're watching a bit called the standing block chop. Now, that's about a 12-inch block right there he's chipping through, and that'd be a tree that might be standing 40 or 50 feet tall out there in the forest. You can see it takes these fellas about, 45 seconds or so to cut through. And see, he makes that nice V cut, and then he whips around on the other side to finish off that sever cut.
He's done this a few times.
He's done it a few times. Now, in this show, we have two of them going at the same time in a race to see which family is going to win the rights to this old sawmill.
Hey, this is not only fun for the kids, but this is educational, too, for them to learn about lumberjacks and what they do.
That's right. You know, back a long time ago in this area, logging was a big part of the way that people made money in this area before the creation of the national park back in 1934.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this is something for them to come see and participate in. Now, I asked if I could try this because there's this thing called the axe throw. Andrew, are you going to help us out here? And you said girls who wear pink can't do it. Is that what you said?
I'm a little concerned. I mean, this is very, very dangerous.
It is.
Yeah.
You normally, we should tell you, they normally don't allow the audience to do this. But I said, if we're going to participate in this, okay, how do I do it?
All right. So basically what you're going to do is stand about 15, 18 feet away from the target.
Okay.
Bring it back, step forward and throw in one fluid motion. Good luck.
See what we got. All right, Doug, you better watch out here.
Doug,
this could be dangerous. Is everybody out of the way?
Okay, come on now.
Okay, it is Dolly Parton's Lumberjack Adventure, where every once in a while,
Hey!
I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about in Pigeon Forge. Be sure to come, bring the family, and check it out for yourself. Back to you guys.
Great throw, Deanne. A study finds another reason you should pay attention to what your children are watching on TV. That's coming up in Better Living. Tonight's Powerball jackpot is $186 million, and Friday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $111 million. It is time now for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. A new study in the British Medical Journal finds people with an irregular heartbeat are at risk of a wider range of serious conditions than previously thought. The dangers include heart attack and heart failure, sudden cardiac death, and chronic kidney disease. Until now, atrial fibrillation was mainly associated with increased risk of stroke. Another reason to limit your children's TV time, researchers in Boston found the more children see specific brands of alcohol, the more likely they are to drink underage and to drink those brands in particular. Primary care doctors with extended hours are helping lower the number of patients who visit the emergency room. That's according to a new British study that found an almost 30% drop in ER visits when doctors added evening and weekend hours to their schedules. Cauliflower could be the new kale when it comes to trendy vegetables. Green Giant is now offering a frozen cauliflower rice. It's chopped up cauliflower that can replace rice in a low-carb diet. Trader Joe's and Kroger started selling a house version of cauliflower rice over the last year. Scientists may have discovered a sort of fountain of youth in a particular region of Italy where people seem to be living longer and healthier than ever before. Seth Doan reports from there.
Acciaroli is a place where you can find an 88-year-old tending the town garden daily, walls no obstacle, or the rather spry 94-year-old Amina Fidulo. I feel young, she told us from her front window as 100-year-old Antonio Visalo joined us.
For us, it's natural.
It's natural.
Yeah.
Mayor Stefano Pisani figures about 1 in 10 of the residents here are over the age of 90. He credits the laid-back lifestyle. Note his outfit. Enter Dr. Alan Maisel.
Can you list what makes these people different?
They have less Alzheimer's, they have less cataracts, they have less bone fractures. We don't see any heart failure. They have high blood pressure, but the heart seems good in practically everybody we measured. So there's something there.
Maisel, a cardiologist, is part of a team from the University of California, San Diego that's working with Rome's Sapienza University on a pilot study to look at those superagers in this region of Cilento. The research team thinks the diet here, rich in fresh fish and locally grown fruit and vegetables, likely plays an important role.
We asked Dr. Maisel if they'd found the fountain of youth here. He said they weren't sure more research was needed. He did say it was likely the right combination of activity levels, low stress, diet, and maybe something genetic. Seth Doan, CBS News, Acciaroli, Italy.
Sounds like we're all taking a trip there. All right, let's head over to Chris for another check of the weather. How about it, Chris?
You know what, around here it's all about the steam, and eventually the thunderstorms are going to try to cool us down. I think they're going to succeed, but you got to wait till the weekend. Right now, nothing cool about it. Upper 80s to low 90s across the entire part of central and eastern Kentucky. Our part of the world is steamy, endless summer rolls on across the good old Commonwealth of Kentucky. 89 London, 88 Jackson, 91 showing up into Lexington. Most temperatures today right around 90 for a high, and you throw the humidity in there, it feels a degree or two hotter than that. Though thunderstorms, cooler weather on the way. We'll track both just ahead. A WKYT News at 4:30 that starts right now.